Hello.
And good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
hi. Hi, good morning all. Okay. So where are we? Any doubts before we start?
Yeah,
Employee export.
go ahead.
Employee export is done. We have also done
Yes,
the
sir, it's
permissions. Yes or no?
RBP. Yeah,
Hmm. We are setting up RBP. RBP also we have looked at the employee role. We have seen how to create an employee role. Right. Okay. So let's continue with the RBP part. Okay.
Hey,
Now
Venu, before I have one question, Venu.
Hmm.
While creating in the the roles,
Hmm.
where you select the job configuration code or something, I don't see that option available for me.
Let's check that. Think.
For the roles.
Give me 1 minute. Let me
Yeah.
open your access. Okay, so let me share my screen back. What permissions you don't have? Manage permission groups. What is your group?
Create new. I mean, my group.
Okay,
I'm
I'll go
creating a
to
new
it.
group.
Now here, job information is not available.
Yeah.
Okay, now all of these fields, what you see, these are coming from your basic input.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want any other additional fields to be added into the permission group category, you need to go to manage business configuration. Okay, manage business configuration, and then you have here filters. The filters, what we use there are called dynamic group filters. These are those dynamic group filters. Okay, go to dynamic group filters or DG filters. We call them DG or dynamic group filters. Take
Okay.
action, make correction. You here go to details. Which element you want to use? I
The
want
job.
to use job. Okay, job code or job level. Okay, job code you want to use?
I already have job code, but in the
No, that is from the that is from your basic input. But you
Okay.
want to have it from job information, so you first select here the element job information.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking to.
Okay, so I'll just add it. So whatever that you want to have,
You can go here and do it.
yes.
Okay.
You go to details. Okay, so all of these fields will be added. Done. Save. Or you can also add on the existing ones. And there's some issue here. Let me add it here itself. Job information. Okay, done. Save. Okay, let me see here. It says there are no fields. Yeah. Job information. You add division. And job title. Department. Business unit. Need company and company country also. Company. Company country. And here you want job code. Okay, and now I'll add these fields. Within job information, in the details, I've added all of these fields. So done and save. So where did we go? Manage business configuration, and then filters, DG filters.
Okay, so
Alright, go to manage permission group.
good.
Create new. Go here. I think it may
You have to
take
log
some
in.
time. Yeah. It takes some time to show up those fields. Yeah, it takes some time to show up, or we need to clear the cache and come back.
I'll check back after the end of
Yeah.
the class.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
If you can put the import files in the Google Drive, I'm having some issues trying to do the import. For some reason, it's coming up with error, but we can do it later. I mean,
What
it's-
file? See, the instance what I am using and instance what you are using are different. So you'll have different fields which are mandatory. So when you export the file from your instance, you'll have some additional fields. If I have some additional fields which are mandatory, so maybe those fields are mandatory in my instance, but not in your instance. So those files will not match.
So if I am taking some of the whatever fields you have selected, if I am trying to select those fields, and if they are not available, some of them,
System will give you error. I go
what
to
it's
import.
what it's saying is this is a mandatory field, even though I'm not selecting that field. It's still saying that it's a mandatory field.
See, if you go to job history or any field,
Job history, that is the one that I'm.
Okay, so if I go here, job history. So whatever fields that you see them here, if they are
Yes.
not country specific, you need to select them. You
Mhm.
cannot exclude them. Company is a mandatory field. Without company field, you cannot
Correct.
upload job history. Event date is
Yes.
mandatory. Event
Yes.
reason is mandatory. Supervisor is also mandatory field here.
Position
Okay.
also there.
Position, position is not here. Position is
you
not
have to
available here.
select
But if you want, you
position.
can add. But that's
Yeah.
not mandatory. Selected data fields you cannot delete. Okay.
Yeah.
Selected data fields you cannot delete. Let's say I don't want any of these countries. I just want simple job information. You see, these are the only fields.
Correct.
Okay. Now you want a country specific. Let's say I am uploading employees of India. So go select India. If there are any fields which are mandatory for India, it shows up here additionally.
Okay.
Otherwise it won't show up. Now, if I go and select here, US, United States. Okay. Some mandatory fields which are specific to USA will start showing up here. EU job category and all, you can see them here, FLS status. If you want them to be maintained, you can select. Otherwise, you can leave.
Okay. The one on the right hand side is mandatory, right? They'll appear irrespective
Yes.
of the country that you select.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay. Now maybe
Okay, no problem.
in your instance, supervisor is mandatory field. But my instance, when I go, if supervisor is not a mandatory field, it won't show up this field also here.
Correct.
Hmm.
Okay. What I was doing is whatever you were doing, I was trying to do the same thing. So, but it
no.
was not mandatory in my this thing. So I think I was having that issues.
No,
Anyway,
you can still upload even if a field is not mandatory. See,
Yeah.
I want to upload pay grade, which is not mandatory field. Yes, you can add the field and upload.
It is failing the validations. So
What validation is it failing? Can you share your screen and show me?
yeah, give me 1 second.
I've made you host.
Yeah, give me 1 second. So when I'm doing this is for not, I'm looking for job. See here, even though I'm importing the employee details, it is not, it says total record 0 and there is invalid columns. I don't know which involve, I mean, if there is any invalid columns there at all.
Let me check that.
Let me go to that screen too.
Employment details, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 minute. Please ensure the following invalid number columns are removed. So maybe you have removed some columns from the template. So open your template. I'll show you.
This is the right. Yeah, employment info.
Yeah, employment information. No, I still see your Word file.
Oh, yes, still seeing that one. Sorry. Why I'm sharing the whole thing. Are you able to see now, Vinay?
Yeah. Now delete the complete columns from E to H. Select everything from E to H. Yeah. Select E to H. Just drag and drop. No. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. Right click and delete. And then 13 to 20 also you do the same thing. If you have added some fields and then just deleted the content in it, system still assumes that there is some data in it. Yeah. Save and try to upload. No, what is this? No, wait. What is this? What is this that you're loading? What is this file? This is corporate data model. You're in import and export corporate data model.
Oh, sorry. Is it import?
Import employee data. Job history. Yeah, employment details. Sorry. Yeah, employment details.
Yeah. I think it was taking that. Yeah, that's, I think that is good. Job import. So job import, yeah, job import also the same thing. I think I have to delete the columns. Job history. Job history, this is what I am getting. It says the system failed to perform country specific validation
Hmm.
for the job history.
Date format could be incorrect. Date format is fine. Country associated with legal entity could be invalid. Okay. What is the country that you have selected for your
India,
company?
I put IND, then I went and changed it to, where is the company?
7700. Where is the event reason? Event reason should be there. Supervisor
What-
should be there. Job code should be there. Job title should be there.
It is there. Event reason. I don't know what what is the event reason that we need to select?
First record for all the employees is a higher event reason.
Oh, okay. Higher. So higher, if I type that should be okay.
No. What is the event reason that you have created for hiring? Go to any of your employees. Go to any of your employees. Open any of your employee. No, these are uploaded ones, not uploaded ones. The ones what you have hide manually.
Add employee. Employee. Is it employee?
Now, what is your employee name that you have hide?
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Did you not add employees manually?
Yeah, I did add new employee. I added
Yeah,
couple
using
of
add
them.
new employee.
Yeah.
So whatever event reason that you have selected, go to
How
add
do I
new.
check? How do I select? How do I see my employees?
Just add your employee name. You need to add your employee name.
Not
L
sure.
is
I
missing.
don't know what I added. That's what I'm trying to see. Is like,
No,
how
the
can I
name of
see?
you don't remember the name of the employee that you have hide.
I didn't give the name. I think it should be having abbreviation RRK in front. So all my employees have this.
No, RRK, I see that you have uploaded 8, 9, 10, 11, 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the
It's through the
uploaded
file.
employees through the file.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you must have already added some employees manually also, right?
Yeah, I
But
did.
what is your, at least tell me what is your event reason that you have created?
I don't know. I don't think I have created
You
any
cannot say that, Raj. Say you have created your company,
new
your
hire. New
objects you
hire, I
have
think.
created.
I'm sorry. A new hire.
What is the company name that you have selected?
7700.
At least you should remember the, that's why you should have all of these details, whatever objects that you are creating, have them maintained in your Excel so that
Yeah.
you are aware of.
Yeah, I'm making a note, but event reason, I think I did a new hire.
New hire.
Yeah.
So we have hundreds of new hires here. A new hire, ABC Tech new hire, APER new hire, BR new hire, DP new hire, EY new hire. So at least see, when I'm showing you if my company is RIL, I'm having that company ID in front of each and every object. Why I'm doing that? It is easy to identify. Right.
Okay.
Similarly, whenever you are creating an object, it could be
I-
department, division, make a practice of having your company code or company name in front of your object name. If you're creating Bangalore, there are hundreds of Bangalore's created already in the system. So how will
Yeah,
you know what
everything
is
has-
your Bangalore?
Everything has a abbreviation RRK only.
Hmm.
For everything I've put.
For new, but for event reason, I don't think you have created an event reason. Manage organization pay, did you create all the objects? Pay components, pay grades, pay ranges.
Yeah,
event
I've
titles.
created positions, I've created P
I'm
grades.
talking
I've
about
created-
foundation objects, manage organization,
yeah.
foundation objects.
Yeah, I did that.
So then you should know what is that event reason that you have created. That ID you need to give.
Okay, I'll check that and see, but I was only
For
having
now,
the
yeah, for now, at least select some random event reason.
event.
So all of these details, what you see in the job import file are mandatory. Yeah, 9231. You can take that event reason in your import file.
Uh-huh.
Into your import file, take that event reason code 9231.
It's same for everything, right?
Yeah. Supervisor need to have ID of the employee, any employee. You'll not find it here. Any employee, existing employee, you search for an existing employee. No, these are your employees. No, these are imported employees.
Yes.
Already hired employees, any hired employees.
How do I look at that?
Existing employee, search for an employee there. The global search bar, search for any employee. See, RRK are the employees that you are hiring. These are
No,
imported
these
employees.
are the
Hmm.
one from the file, but before this, I think 1, 2, 3 or something like that I have.
Go to your job history file. Yeah, at least put RRK 00 RRK underscore. First one you leave it. For rest of the employees, you put RRK 003 as if employee underscore 003. Yeah. All of them will report to 003. No,
Oh, it's
keep the same.
just 0003, right?
So do you have RRK 002 already in the system?
Yeah, I think I have till 5. I created using the file after 6.
No, where are those employees in the system?
That is what I'm not. I'm unable to find it here. That is what I'm trying to see is where those employees
Now,
that I.
if you don't know what you have created, I cannot help you in that. Sorry.
So what I'll do is I'll create one more add new employee, and then I'll use that as a reference and try to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And instead of wasting time, I'll do that later, Venu. You can
Yeah.
continue with the class. Okay.
Can you make me host?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you all see my screen now? You can see my screen, right?
No, I don't. Okay.
You don't see my screen?
No, I'm not seeing.
No, we can see only Raj's screen.
Yeah. I
Raj,
Share.
please stop your share screen.
Yeah, that is what I'm trying. I'm stopping it, but
What screen do you see? No.
here, sorry, go ahead. It was underneath the tile. Sorry.
Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes.
Okay. If I go to manage permission groups, you can see here job information, job code we have added, business unit, company, department, division, job code, and job title. So these are the fields what we have added from DG filters. Right? Yes or no?
Yes, Venu.
Okay. Now let me go to instance. So we now know how to create a permission group, permission role, and then grant permissions and control the granted population and target population. So if I go to manage permission roles, there are some standard set of groups. Okay, like all employees or all managers, all employees are all employees. You don't have to create a group. You'll find all employees. You will also find managers as well. Okay, if I want to create a manager permission role, so what would be my granted and target employees? What would be my granted and target employees? For employee self-service, employee service is for employees. Granted population is all employees, right? All employees of your company. And target population is themselves. For me, I am the target. So whatever permissions that I have granted, all of them, all those permissions are only for myself. So if I have granted edit permission of personal information, I can only edit my personal information, not others. If I have granted view permission, if I've granted view permission of employee data, then view permission of comp information, then I can view my comp information, not others. Because the target here is themselves. For managers, what is the granted population? What is granted population?
Managers only.
All managers. And what is target for them?
Themselves.
Their own direct reports, not themselves. For managers, their target is
okay,
their direct
so-
reports.
Yeah, understand.
Okay. Similarly, if you are creating a role for HR, granted is all employees.
All employees.
No, granted is all HRs. Group what you have created. Target is all employees.
Okay.
All employees excluding themselves. Now, here the permissions what we grant is edit access of compensation details, edit access of job information details. So we'll be granting all those permissions. HRs, all the HRs should be able to edit compensation details of all employees. But when it comes to their own details, they should not be able to edit.
Okay.
Okay, because they would be getting the access, their managers would be getting the access from this role. Right. So if I go here and check manager, let me see if there are any manager roles. Something called managers. Okay. Now this is MSS. MSS is manager self-service. Okay. If I go here, permissions can be granted. Any permissions can be granted. User permissions or administrator permissions. Those permissions, any permissions can be added. Simple. You just go enable those permissions. Okay. The granted and target population is important. Here, if you see all employees, if I go to edit granting, grant this role to, instead of permission group, they have selected managers. Managers are these are the standard roles in the system. These are standard roles: managers, matrix managers, HR managers, custom manager, second manager, calibration facilities, everyone. So these are standard ones. Okay. If you want to have permission group also, you can do that. Now, managers is a standard group, and say it says all managers. And then you can also select all managers in this group below. A particular group can be selected. And then managers of that group can also be selected. This is granted group. Then target is, you go here, target, when you select managers as the granted population, you see here target population of granted users direct reports. Granted users direct reports. All the managers, their direct reports. You can also select a group as well. Include access to reports of granted users direct reports, all levels down. That means if I have selected highest level, let's say CEO, CEO can access all the employees under their direct reports. If there are 10,000 employees in the organization, CEO can access all the 10,000 employee data. Under CEO, you have some 4 vice presidents. Each vice president can access their employees in their direct reports. Okay, so it goes down to all the levels if you select this. I don't want them to access all of the employee data. I want this role to be accessing only their own direct reports, then select only one level. All the managers, they should be able to view or edit only their direct reports, not the direct reports. And if you see here, exclude granted users from having the permission access to themselves. This is themselves. You cannot grant access to themselves. So that's why it is excluding. Managers will not have access to their data. They can access their direct reports, but not their own data with this check. Okay? Clear? On the role?
Yeah.
Okay. No. If I want to search, what permissions are granted to each employee, you can go to view user permission. You can go to view user permission. I'll search for employee. So these are all employees. RL 001002. Okay, these are some my employees. Let me go and check for one of the employees. The system will show me all the permissions that this employee is having and the roles that are granting the permissions. Now, if you see, these are all the permission. On the right hand side, you see the permission roles. Which role is granting a particular permission? Now, if I want to check the first name, this is view current, right? This is view current, view history, edit insert. Now you see first name, edit insert correct. This employee is getting the access from a role called onboarding 2.0 manager. This is one of the role which is granting the access. Why this role is granting access? So now let's go to manage permission role. Go to manage permission role and search for this role, onboarding 2.0 manager. Go here. You see the assignments. All managers. It says all managers in the system will have access to their direct reports. And all employees in the following group. This particular group. Recruiting admin. If there are any employees in this recruiting group, they will have access to all users. So there are multiple groups which are added here. And Our employee is falling in one of this category. So they are having access to that field. That means any permission role is granting the access, they will have access. Now, I may not be getting access from one role, but I may be getting from a different role, then I will have access. I will still have access. Here, if you see, employees, we grant some access to employees. Okay. Managers will also have the access to all of these things because managers are also employees. Right? So managers are getting some permissions from here, some permissions from this role. HR manager is also an employee. HR manager is also a manager. So HR manager will have access to the fields using all of these permissions. That means one person can be in multiple roles and multiple groups. I may be getting some access through this role. I may be getting some accesses from this role. I may be getting some access from employee role. If one of the role is granting me permissions, I will have that permission. Okay, so you can check here through view user permission, what role is granting that permission. Go to view user permission and see what role is granting that particular permission. Okay, and there is one more option to search, user role search. User role search will show a particular field access. Now, I want to see for one of my employee, first name is RL, select this user, and permission category, employee central effective rated entities. Okay, and here, within employee central effective rated entities, personal information view access. Yeah, personal information, edit insert. Target is, I'll select this employee. Now, I want to see why this employee or which role is granting this employee to access edit or insert of personal information for this employee RL002. I want to check why this employee is able to access the personal information edit insert of RL002. Such. It will give me, now if this person doesn't have access, it says no result. Okay, now what I'll do is RIL 001 instead of 2, I'll select 1. This employee also not having access. This role is granting. See, this employee, this role is granting their direct reports access. Now, this role is granting the permissions. Okay, target user, you need to select the user who is reporting to this employee. Then it will show up. Now, you can leave the target user and search, or you can also search for that particular employee. In support, generally, people will be creating tickets asking why this employee is having access to this employee data. In that case, you can come here, user permission or user role search. These are the two permissions, two actions that you can do to search which role is granting the permissions, why they are getting the permissions. Okay. And then now how do we get the permission roles or the permission access? Now, not every employee can access manage permission groups or manage permission roles. This access, what we are talking, manage permission role or manage permission group. How do we get this access? Now I am able to access manage permission groups. Now these permissions are granted through manage role-based permissions. Manage role-based permission access. This is a there's a screen called Manage Role-Based Permission Access. All of the employees who are added in this page will have access to manage permission groups and manage permission roles. If I go to this page, I can see here who has access to permission groups and permission roles. I can see here who has access to permission groups and permission roles. So all of these employees who are in this group here, okay, they can access permission groups. Now, if I'm removing some of the users, they will not have access. Okay, if I'm removing some users, let's say this user, so they will not have access to permission groups or roles. Not everybody can access permission groups. Only those employees who are added. Now, if I want to add a particular user, let's say if I am proxying as RIL001, RIL001. Okay, RIL director. Does RIL director have access to manage permission groups and manage permission rules? Now, if I search here, manage permission group, it won't show up. Doesn't show. Manage permission roles, it doesn't show. View user permission, it doesn't show. It doesn't show. Why? Because this person doesn't have access to himself. This person doesn't have access to permission groups. Now, if I go and grant this user or add this user, manage role-based permission access. If I go and add my user here, okay, this user. Now I have added this user. So I can control only view access. Let's say our role-based permission admin view. This is view and this is edit. Now I want to grant him only view access, but not edit access. Okay, you can control that. And can RIL director access this page and add more employees? You have option here. If you check this, they can also add more employees. If I don't check this, then they will not have access. Okay, now if I go proxy now, RIL001. RIL director. If I go here, manage permission groups, no, it shows up. Manage permission roles, it shows up. But if I search for manage role-based permissions, it won't give because I have not granted access to that page. This person can only see manage permission groups. Now, if I go to manage permission groups, can he create new group? No, don't see that create new option. Why? Because I have only granted view access. If you want them to edit, then you need to give edit access as well. So all of you are able to access manage permission groups and roles because your user is added in that group. Okay. Now, if I go here, this page, manage, this is your system, role-based permission access. Here, you see all of these users have, these many users have access. Now let me add. You see this user, Neha Singh, okay, is added here. So that's fine. NSYNC, the user what I've logged in, NSYNC is able to access manage permission groups because she's added here. Okay. And I want I want to be notified whenever a user is added or removed. So you can also use notify this user. This option can be selected, notify this user. Okay. How will this be notified? You need to have your email ID added to it. If you have your email ID added, then system will show whenever user adds or removes the user in the manage role-based permission access screen. Okay. So that's on your RBP, role-based permissions. Any doubts so far? In RBP? No doubts? All clear? Yes or no? Can we move on to
Once we
next
do it-
topic?
Once we do it, then only we'll know.
You'll
that
have to
doubts.
do it.
Yeah,
See,
that is-
the RBP is simple. If you know anything in success factors, if you know the concept, it is easy.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, you're doing just because I have done that, you will not understand. Right?
Right.
You feel it is difficult. Should understand first concept, why we are doing it, why should we do it?
Yeah, but one question, Venu, before we even do anything, aren't these all accesses set up prior to,
No, RBP is not.
implementation?
Without employees, how will you add RBP?
I mean, groups, if they create and give permissions and all those, and when they start adding all the employees and stuff, is it, what I'm trying to say is it done at the beginning or?
No,
like,
it is done after. Now, what did we discuss here? If I go to Employee Central Kickoff template. Or your implementation guide. So first you should have your employee data existing in the system. Then you go and do the RBP part.
Okay. If it's migrating, say if we are migrating from one system to another system, then it's already there, right? I mean, we still have to create it at the.
Go and so. Now see here. Iteration 1. What do? You first look at the foundation data and then your employee data and some sample workflows. First iteration, we don't do any RBP here. Second iteration, we'll be doing RBP.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Now, if I want to add 3 simple steps. First is creating a group, creating a role. Third is assigning the group to role. You can assign group to the role. While adding the group to the role, then should decide what group you want to add, what is the granted group that you want to add, and what is the target group that you want to add. Okay.
Do we get the list of groups that we need to create? Will they be telling us or?
Yes, your customer would be giving all of those details.
Okay.
Definitely all employees, all managers, your HRs, department heads, division heads. Okay. HR executives, HR managers, HR BPs will have different roles. How do you identify who is a HR executive, who is a HR manager? So you need to go create a group and add the employees to that group.
Yeah, that is what I'm trying. Once we identify the groups, then we are going to create it.
One permission role can have multiple groups. If I go to manage permission groups. Sorry, manage permission roles. I have my group here. Somewhere I must have created my group, right? See how many people are just creating every day. I have my employee group here. Okay. If I go to manage permission roles. Okay. Let me go to any role. Let's say SFCC super admin. There is one role called SFCC super admin role. I go to this role. Okay. There are some permissions which are granted here. So all of these permissions. There is one group and target population here. Now I can add my own group also. Add permission group. This is my permission group. RIL, employees group. These employees should have access to all of the permissions what I've granted, and target population of, I can give their own department, division, location, manager, or peers, or I can say self. Okay. Or let's say if I'm giving their own location. What does this mean? All of these permissions what are granted to these employees, they can access if they are in same location. If you and me are in same location, I want to access your data, you can access my data. So you can choose granted users location. If I select division, if you and me are in the same division, I can access your data, you can access my data. So that's what it is. If I say granted user self, all of these permissions are only for myself. I can only access my data, not your data. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So that means I
Yes,
can also add any number of groups to the existing roles with different set of permissions. Now the target here is, if I go here, permissions remain same. Or whatever permission that we have granted, permissions remain same, but the granted and target is different. Here, the permission group is SFCC super admin group. And these employees have access to all employee data. Whoever are there in this group will have access to all employees' data. But my group have access to only their data. So you can have different groups added to one role with different target population. If one of the employees in this group, they will have access to all employee data. And my employees, they will have access to only their own data. Okay. So we will stop it here today. And tomorrow's session will be discussing about the workflows, new topic. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Venu.
Go ahead.
Are we workflows? Do you design the workflow, or what are we learning?
We design the workflows. We create our own workflows. We tag those workflows to the processes and see how those workflows are triggering.
So implementation in real time, you design the workflows?
Yes, we design the workflows.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Very much.
Thank you.